Hello. Could you guys please stand for the processional? Thank you. You may be seated. Welcome to the School of Global Studies hooding ceremony to honor our Spring 2024 Masters of Global Study degree candidates. My name is Bailey Bryan, and I'm the academic advisor for the School of Global Studies. Thank you for being with us today as we celebrate these 13 students, and we look forward to the impact they will undoubtedly make as they embark on the next chapter of their lives. We will begin our ceremony with a few opening remarks from the Associate Provost and Dean of the School of Global Studies, Dr. Randy Kluver.
Thank you very much for being here. I am Randy Kluver, and it's my privilege to be the Dean of the School of Global Studies. And today is a wonderful day, and of course we have beautiful weather to celebrate such a momentous day in the lives of our students. I would like to especially welcome our special guests. First off, I'm sorry to do this, Consul Pineda, but just as you're walking in, but our special guest today is Consul Edurne Pineda from the Mexican Consulate in Oklahoma City. Welcome. I would also like to recognize the Board of Ambassadors of the School of Global Studies, Senator Tom Duggar. Senator Duggar. Tom and Sue Bennett from Tulsa. And Meredith Woodruff and Don Garner from Stillwater. The Ambassadors Board is a critical part of the success of this school, and we're very grateful for their contribution to the school as well as their presence here today. At this time, I want to welcome a special guest to the stage to address the Spring 2024 Global Studies degree candidates. Consul Edurne Pineda is a Mexican diplomat with a 25-year career and a specialization in consular affairs. Her academic background includes a BA in economics and an MA in diplomatic studies. She has served in the Consulates General of Mexico in Chicago, Atlanta, and Dallas. In the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Mexico, Consul Pineda has worked in directive roles such as the Director of Community and Economic Affairs and Deputy General Director for Consular Services. In October 22, Consul Pineda was appointed by the government of Mexico as the first consul to the brand new Consulate of Mexico in Oklahoma City. Since assuming her post, she has dedicated her work and efforts to establishing the new consulate, which opened in May of 23. And since her arrival in Oklahoma, she's become a very good friend of Oklahoma State University and the School of Global Studies. So please welcome Consul Pineda.
Thank you so much. Dear distinguished guests, it is my great pleasure to join you today for the graduation ceremony of OSU's Global Studies students. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dean Randy Kluver and Associate Dean Jamie Fullerton for their very kind invitation and for providing me with the opportunity to address this remarkable gathering. There are many aspects of American culture that I admire and appreciate, and one of them is the formality with which events like these are conducted. In Mexico, we also place great importance on college graduations, but our traditions differ. Unlike here, we don't typically wear the regalia you're accustomed to, for example. Last year, I was filled with excitement as I watched my daughter, Anna, graduate from high school, proudly wearing her cap and gown. Now, as we eagerly await our younger son's graduation in just a week, my husband and I, as empty nesters, experience a mix of emotions. These milestone events hold a special place in our hearts, symbolizing not only academic achievement, but also the transition into new phases of life. Even though I don't have the fortune to personally know each one of you, it fills me with pride and hope to observe you. You are young and beautiful and full of potential, fortunate enough to have received support from your families to attend a wonderful college like OSU. Your talent and discipline in completing your studies can only inspire hope. Hope for a better future, hope to witness Oklahoma's growth, and hope that you will become agents who help integrate Oklahoma more effectively into the global arena. I believe the state is experiencing very significant times in this regard, so your actions could potentially have a more powerful and far-reaching impact. As graduates of global studies, I understand it is likely that you would like to work out of state and gain experience. However, it is my hope that you will eventually return to Oklahoma for a period of time to share your acquired knowledge here and contribute to shaping Oklahoma's future. I started visiting Oklahoma a year and a half ago to kickstart the process of establishing the consulate, as Randy explained, which successfully came to fruition on May the 20th of 2023. Since then, I've been pleasantly surprised by how rich, beautiful, and kind Oklahoma is. It appears that the stage is set for robust and promising developments for the state. The two main cities, Oklahoma City and Tulsa, offer a wealth of attractions. Just yesterday, I had a brief conversation with Mayor Bynum at an event where I expressed my enjoyment of Tulsa's culinary scene and cultural offerings. Oklahoma City continues to amaze me as well. I've also been delighted to discover outstanding educational institutions like OU and OSU, and I was thrilled to have the opportunity to cheer for the Cowboys at one of their games, Go Pokes. And also wonderful community colleges like OCCC and Tulsa Community College. Their inclusiveness and intentional efforts to provide access to quality education for the migrant community are commendable. Within this context, I also perceive a societal conflict in Oklahoma. On one side, there's a forward-looking vision, one that seeks to move beyond the shadows of the Oklahoma City bombing in April of 1995 and the Tulsa Race Massacre of 1921. Having learned from these traumatic events, this perspective recognizes that diversity is an asset rather than a burden, and that immigration contributes positively to Oklahoma's economy and its future. Conversely, there is another side that evidently fears change and has become trapped by a negative narrative propagated by certain media outlets and the rhetoric of some politicians. These politicians may not be genuinely radical, but rather self-interested, prioritizing short-term political gains over the long-term well-being of society. I hope you will actively contribute to shaping a global Oklahoma, one that courageously continues its journey of openness, embracing the myriad benefits while also addressing the inherent challenges with strength, talent, and determination. In this process, my hope is that Oklahoma can regard Mexico as a valuable partner. For example, we have the potential to significantly expand our trade. In my presentations, I often highlight that Mexico is the United States' main trading partner, not China or Canada, but Mexico. Ironically, Texas is the state that benefits the most from this trade, having exchanged $284 billion with Mexico in 2022, compared to Oklahoma's $2 billion in trade during the same period. And I say ironically because some of Texas's politicians frequently threaten to shut down the border with Mexico to stop what they call illegal immigration, claiming there is an invasion into the U.S. This rhetoric ignores the fact that closing the border with Mexico would significantly harm Texas's economy. Additionally, it overlooks data showing that the percentage of immigrants in the U.S. is consistent with historical trends. As of 2023, approximately 15% of the U.S. population was foreign-born, more than half of whom are naturalized citizens. Of the 50 million people in this group, about 12 million people are undocumented, representing only roughly 3.6% of the total U.S. population. The Census Bureau projects America's population to grow older and more diverse by the end of the 21st century, and that immigration will be the largest driver of population growth through the rest of the century. Without any new immigration, the Bureau estimates the nation's population would begin declining as soon as this year, 2024, resulting in approximately 107 million fewer people in 2100 than in 2022. There is no doubt that our youth faces challenging times. This is true not only in American society, but also, for example, in my own Mexican society. Unfortunately, misinformation and extremist rhetoric have gained prominence in political discourse and media, including social media platforms, of course. You, as young individuals shaping the future of our societies, have the enormous task of countering these contaminating agents and being bearers of messages grounded in facts and solid data. With respect and affection, allow me to offer you some advice. To please carefully select your sources of information. Seek out reputable academic work and media outlets that substantiate their claims and present diverse viewpoints. This way, you will have the necessary elements to form your own opinions. The main risk of social media, for instance, is that it often biases the information it presents to users. As you all know, the infamous algorithm tends to favor specific viewpoints and reinforces them with arguments true or false, often pushing toward extremes. This can lead to irreconcilable perspectives within our societies. I encourage you to serve as agents countering extremist narratives, engage in respectful, informed, and courageous dialogue, especially with those whose views differ from yours. Such conversations are vital in building a more inclusive and understanding society. Don't remain silent when you witness injustices. Educate yourselves, build strong arguments, and eloquently share them in relevant contexts. Be positive agents of change. A clear example of the current conflict in Oklahoma is the debate surrounding undocumented immigration, particularly in light of the recent approval of HB 4156. It is pertinent to note that estimates place the number of undocumented migrants in Oklahoma at around 75,000 individuals, which constitutes only 1.8% of the state's general population. This figure is half the percentage recorded at the national level. I would actually argue that this discrepancy from the national average imposes a loss of competitiveness on Oklahoma's economy, as these migrants often work diligently and are typically underpaid. These migrants come to the U.S. and Oklahoma because the economy employs them. Unfortunately, the current immigration framework lacks a pathway for them to obtain proper working permits. Until this issue is resolved, it is regrettable that some politicians view their criminalization as a solution. The consulate has taken on an active role in various areas within Oklahoma, and this has recently expanded to the political social arena. HB 4156 is an initiative that Governor Stitt recently signed into law that introduces a new felony in Oklahoma called impermissible occupation. This applies to individuals who enter the U.S. or remain in Oklahoma without proper immigration authorization. The penalties for this offense range from fines to imprisonment. Legal experts believe that the law will face challenges in district courts and may be stopped. They argue that it encroaches upon federal immigration matters which fall outside state authorities. The law appears to be very difficult to apply in practice as it does not allocate additional resources to law enforcement for implementation. Plus, law enforcement agencies and county authorities lack the necessary tools to determine whether an individual has proper immigration permission to be in the country. Despite ongoing legal battles, the approval of this law and its discussion process have already negatively impacted our community and arguably the state of Oklahoma. As I presented to Governor Stitt and Speaker of the House Charles McCall in a meeting we had a couple of weeks ago, my government and the Consulate of Mexico fully respect the sovereignty of Oklahoma and the United States and do not intend to intervene in any political processes. However, the nature of the work we do, grounded in international treaties that apply to both our countries, Mexico and the United States, allows us to uphold the interests and well-being of our nationals. The possible reach of this broad initiative, separation of families, unjustified detention of individuals with permission to be here, racial profiling, etc., its discussion process in state Congress, which portrayed undocumented immigrants in a very negative light, along with media coverage, has caused fear and distress within this community. There is concern that these portrayals may contribute to extremist rhetoric, potentially affecting the broader population in Oklahoma. Substantiated claims that undocumented migrants are criminals, terrorists, or don't pay taxes only perpetuate harmful misconceptions. Unfortunately, there have even been voices seeking to dehumanize immigrants. We should not forget that recent demographic and economic studies reveal that Oklahoma's future is closely intertwined with its immigrant community. We should not ignore the negative consequences of the difficult circumstances this community is currently experiencing, exacerbated by the proliferation of negative narratives that frequently fail to recognize their substantial contributions and sacrifices. For example, regarding the mythical tie between immigration and crime, I can share with you a recent study from Stanford University from July 2023, which showed that the likelihood of an immigrant being incarcerated is 60% lower than of people born in the U.S. Another myth is the tie between undocumented immigration and terrorism. That sadly and dishonestly some politicians have tried to portray. A recent Cato Institute study shows that, for instance, the annual chance of an American being murdered in a terrorist attack by a refugee is about 1 in 3.3 billion, while the annual chance of being murdered in an attack committed by an illegal immigrant is 0. During the 49-year period analyzed by this study, 9 illegal immigrant terrorists attempted, not succeeded, to commit attacks in the U.S. Of those, 5 illegally crossed the U.S.-Canada border, 1 stowed away on a ship, and 3 illegally crossed the U.S.-Mexico border, these 3 immigrants being of Albanian descent. Another myth is that undocumented immigrants do not pay taxes. On this regard, the Nonpartisan Migration Policy Institute recently reported unauthorized immigrants pay sales taxes, as does everybody else, and very significant numbers of them also have federal and state tax withholding in their paychecks. Approximately 12 million undocumented immigrants live in the U.S., as I explained before, with no legal authorization to work. Yet, an estimated 9 million do work, both on and off the books. Since undocumented immigrants don't have Social Security numbers and are not authorized to work legally in the U.S., they are not eligible for any Social Security benefits, whether they've paid into the system or not. So how undocumented immigrants pay into Social Security? Through payroll tax, the 12% tax taken out of salaried workers' paychecks, split between employer and employee, that primarily funds Social Security, accounting for 88% of the payouts in 2017. Undocumented workers typically use a fake Social Security number or someone else's Social Security number when applying for salaried jobs. Only a handful of U.S. states effectively require employers to check an employee's eligibility and their Social Security number through. They may also file their taxes using an ITIN number, and many of them do. Many of them are actually business owners who file for their taxes with this ITIN number that the IRS facilitates. And I am not saying, please don't misunderstand me, that it is fine for there to be undocumented immigration. It is widely acknowledged that every nation has the right and urgency to defend its borders. My country, Mexico, firmly supports the effective management of the border we share, a border through which 500 million legal crossings occur annually, reflecting Mexico's status as the U.S.'s primary trading partner. However, it is reasonable to conclude that the current state legislative efforts will not contribute to the cause of securing the border. It is clear that the current immigration flows respond to economic labor needs from the U.S. economy that are not covered by the local labor market, neither by an outdated immigration framework. Criminalizing them neither is going to solve anything, nor is it fair. I would like to invite you to reflect on these aspects, and if you find this message relevant, please help us replicate it. And to conclude my intervention, I will offer some personal advice, if I may. Number one, above else, I believe that the most crucial guidance I can provide is to avoid victimizing yourselves at all costs. Refrain from feeling sorry for yourselves. Recognize that life inherently presents challenges that affect everyone, regardless of race or social and economic status. In truth, those who confront these challenges with greater determination and resilience often find themselves better equipped in the longer term. 2, avoid at all costs succumbing to the temptation of seeking shortcuts. The journey matters as much, if not more, than the outcome. The result is merely the natural consequence of what has been traversed, worked on, and experienced. If you don't walk the path, if you won't learn, you won't experience, and it won't deeply impact your psyche, your learning, your worldview, and your understanding of the world. 3, respecting our elders is essential. They carry wisdom, life experiences, and often a wealth of knowledge that can benefit us. Treating them with kindness, patience, and understanding is not only a sign of good manners, but also a way to honor their contributions to our lives. 4, in a recent presentation I made, I was asked what I would tell my younger self from when I was around your age. My immediate response was, I would advise myself not to be afraid, that everything will be just fine as long as I wake up every morning and do what I have to do. Having clarity to appreciate what life provides instead of lamenting what I don't have and I wish I had is crucial as well. And 5, it is essential to know where you come from, understand who your ancestors are, what their culture is, the context they lived in, the type of life they led, and appreciate your country fully. Your culture and your country are fundamental parts of your essence. Well, congratulations again to all graduates and their families. You represent hope for a better future. We are filled with pride and satisfaction to celebrate you today. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Sorry.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you taking your time to come speak words of encouragement to our students. Next, I would like to introduce our next speaker. The Student Association of Global Affairs, referred to as SAGA, is the student-run organization at OSU dedicated to fostering activities that complement the students' coursework related to international topics. SAGA has an elected executive team every year, and we invite the president of SAGA to address the graduating class. At this time, I would like to welcome the 2023-2024 SAGA president, Campbell Clark.
Thank you all. Good afternoon. My name is Campbell Clark. I am the now former president of the Student Association of Global Affairs, otherwise known as SAGA. Over 2 years ago, I left my job behind a computer at home with a yearning to see people and travel the world. This program has fulfilled my desire to see people, travel the world, and has done so much more. The School of Global Studies really takes global to the heart of purpose in guiding its program. As a student, I've experienced the globe in more ways than one. I've traveled the globe, from Serbia, Bosnia, and Croatia in one summer. I've tasted the globe through the diverse array of dishes shared by our students. I've learned about the globe through my classes and classmates, which represent 18 different countries. I've led the globe as president of SAGA and by resolving international conflicts and model United Nations. I've also had the honor of hoisting up the flags of many nations alongside my own flag of the United States, which I proudly go on to serve as a naval officer. I lead this program entering a new phase of life sparked by a passion for travel, leadership, and making a difference in others. First, I'd like to give a special thanks on behalf of our student body to the staff and professors at the School of Global Studies. I think I can speak for all of us in recognizing the dedication to coordinate this program and manage all things global at Oklahoma State University. I'd also like to welcome the friends and family that have had a hand in supporting our students as we come together to celebrate this class of spring of 2024. Today marks the end of an era marked by questionable sleep schedules, long hours of research, writing and reading fueled by caffeine, panic-induced adrenaline, and the occasional self-loathing for not having started those 15-page research papers a little bit sooner. I like to joke to some that I got a Master of Science in multitasking with a focus in overcommitting. Looking around at some of my sleep-deprived peers, I can tell we were perhaps studying the very same thing. Jokes aside, we are all here today to celebrate our Masters in Global Studies. I think we can agree a whole lot has happened these past 2 years. Students, your accomplishment today is nothing short of admirable. The hurdles you've had to jump through, whether they be navigating the complexities of traveling to a foreign country, finding an internship, researching, living in another culture, or overcoming those moments of self-doubt. Our class has worn many hats, from serving as graduate assistants to actively participating in various student organizations. Some among us have showcased their culinary skills and shared their culture through cuisine. Others supported by lending a helping hand as drivers and tutors for their peers. Each of us has played a vital part in shaping the community that makes the School of Global Studies so great. We have not only supported each other, but embodied the essence of citizen diplomats, representing our country's cultures and way of life. Beyond mere classmates, we have become the dearest of friends, united by our shared experiences and mutual aspirations. As you can flatly see upon our heads, we celebrate another hat our class has attained, the mark of scholarly achievement, which symbolizes the perseverance and intellectual growth that got you to where you are today. Before we leave here today in the next phase of life and I swap my graduate cap for a naval officer's, I hope you'll indulge me for one final moment to give you a parting word of advice. Reflecting on the first day we came to our program, I remember being challenged by Dean Kluver with the question of how will you change the world? How will you change the world? While many of you, that answer may vary, I have found guidance in a simple yet profound motto by Colonel Sir David Stirling, founder of the elite British Special Air Service, "Who dares wins." This motto encapsulates the most powerful catalyst for change and growth, which is daring to push your limits, confront challenges head on, and to embrace the unknown. Most importantly, don't let your mistakes and failures keep you down. In the end, they make you even stronger through lessons learned. Perhaps miscalculated navigation and part bravery, sailors defied the belief that they would fall off the edge of the earth if they sailed too far. However, they pushed forth into the unknown to discover the new world. So too, you will find your new world, your life's path, by navigating through failures, the occasional mistake, and possessing the boldness to persist your course in uncharted territories. So, my fellow graduates, in closing, I dare you to embrace the challenges of the unknown that lies ahead and to reach for the moon. To put it in the words of Kennedy, we chose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Keep pushing for your goals. Reach for the moon, and don't ever lose sight of your dreams. As I bid farewell to you all in this new chapter of life, let's not forget the spirit of daring, resilience through failure, and the determination that brought us through challenge. Together, let us reach for the moon and beyond, as the greatest of adventures and victories await those who dare. Congratulations, class of 2024.
Thank you, Campbell. At this time, we will recognize our degree candidates by hooding each of them to signify their success in completing the Master of Science in Global Studies. As they walk back to their seats, they will receive 2 gifts from the School of Global Studies. One is a signed copy of Wes Watkins' book titled Making Things Better, Wes Watkins' Legacy of Leadership, and the other is a School of Global Studies branded passport. The books have your name in the front of them, so please don't switch. Make sure you have yours. Okay. I'm also going to apologize. I've been practicing your names all morning, but if I say them wrong, please forgive me. Okay? So, our first degree candidate is Linda Chimingan. Linda is from Kenya. Oh, yeah. Linda is from Kenya. Linda has a bachelor's degree in development and a minor in environmental studies. Linda receives several departmental scholarships as well as other awards across campus. Linda did an internship in Tanzania with the East African community. After graduation, Linda will continue to work in the humanitarian field. She is being hooded by Dr. Jamie Fullerton. Before we go on to the next one, if you guys will hold your applause until the end of their little bio so I can get through that. Thank you. Next is Campbell Clark. Campbell is from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He has a bachelor's degree in finance with a minor in intelligence and security analysis from Oklahoma State. During his time in the program, Campbell received the Humphreys Long-Term Travel Grant to do an internship in Serbia. He is being hooded by Dr. Sky Cooley. Next is Paulo Freitas. Paulo is from Brazil. He has a bachelor's degree in international relations. Paulo's track is Global Business and Trade. During his time in the program, he has received the Les Martin Scholarship and worked in the Center for International Trade Development and was inducted into the Epsilon Upsilon chapter of Phi Beta Delta. After graduation, Paulo will continue to work at the Central Bank of Brazil. He is being hooded by Dr. John Shoneman. Our next candidate is Naomi Jagongile. Naomi is from Tanzania. She has a bachelor's in information management. Naomi received several departmental scholarships and is planning to do an internship with Tulsa Global Alliance this summer. After graduation, Naomi wants to pursue a career in project management. Naomi is being hooded by Dr. Martin Breenan. Our next degree candidate is Ioana Helene. Ioana is from Myanmar. He has a bachelor's degree in engineering. Ioana worked as a graduate assistant in the CITD and received multiple departmental scholarships. Ioana wrote a thesis and it's titled Analyzing Factors Impacting Manufacturing Firms' Decisions on Selecting Locations for New Establishments in the United States. After graduation, Ioana wants to continue working on economic and trade development. Ioana is being hooded by Dr. John Shoneman. Our next degree candidate is Khadija Jamal Sadat. Khadija is from Afghanistan. Khadija is from Afghanistan. She has an undergraduate degree in economics. Khadija received 2 scholarships while in the program. She did an internship with an NGO. Khadija pursued the Global Business and Trade track. After graduating, she plans to pursue a career in social justice and sustainable development. Khadija is being hooded by Dr. Jamie Fullerton. Our next degree candidate is Evelyn Mendoza. Evelyn is from Guthrie, Oklahoma. She received a bachelor's in management and international business from Spears. While in the program, Evelyn did an internship with the Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages in Oklahoma City. After graduating, Evelyn will continue supporting America's Brightest Orange by working as the coordinator of student life at OSU OKC. Evelyn is being hooded by Dr. Amy Malik. Our next graduate is Nikki Moa. Nikki is from Stillwater, Oklahoma. She earned a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration with a focus in management from OSU. Nikki pursued the Global Leadership and Development track while in the program. She completed an internship with Daybeck Daily, where she was a content and blog writer. After graduation, Nikki plans to continue exploring entrepreneurial adventures that lead her to vibrant cities in Southeast Asia. Nikki is being hooded by Dr. Amy Malik. Our next degree candidate is Jemima Oshaniyi. Jemima is from London, England. She has a bachelor's degree in sports and exercise psychology. Jemima was on the public diplomacy and global communications track. During her time in the program, Jemima received the Cole Ham and Roma scholarships. She completed a marketing and communications internship with Oklahoma Tourism and Restaurant Association. Jemima is being hooded by Dr. Jamie Fullerton. Our next degree candidate is Violet Rebeck. Violet was raised in Stillwater, Oklahoma. She has a bachelor's in global studies with a minor in Spanish and philosophy. I stopped typing in the middle of that word. From Oklahoma State University. Violet is pursuing the Global Leadership and Development track. She worked with Dr. John Shoneman on research for her creative component. Violet hopes to pursue a career in data analytics. Violet is being hooded by Dr. John Shoneman. Our next degree candidate is Farzana Shirzad. Farzana is from Afghanistan. She has a degree in economics and was pursuing the global business and trade track. Farzana received the Afghan New Beginning Scholarship and the Sidwell Scholarship. After graduation, Farzana wants to work at an NGO or a banking institution to help empower individuals and foster sustainable development. She is being hooded by Dr. Jamie Fullerton. Our next degree candidate is Wisdom Clinton Wonka. Wisdom is from Ghana. He holds a bachelor's degree in economics and sociology from the University of Cape Coast. While in the program, Clinton served as the Saga Vice President. He received the Chick Dumbach Peace Builders Fellowship, and Clinton did an internship with Lawyers Without Borders. After graduation, Clinton will go to Washington, D.C. and continue working with nonprofit organizations on international politics and entrepreneurship. Clinton is being hooded by Dr. Jamie Fullerton. Our last degree candidate is Gary Wynn. Gary is from Alexis, Illinois. He has a bachelor's degree in agricultural business and international agriculture from Iowa State. Gary received the Boger Distinguished Graduate Scholarship and other university scholarships. He completed an internship with Foreign Agricultural Services at the U.S. Embassy in Brazil. His internship, he was involved in trade policy, market intelligence, and international relations. Gary is being hooded by Dr. Jamie Fullerton. That concludes the presentation of our hoods. Congratulations, graduates. Now I'm going to invite Dr. Jamie Fullerton over to present some awards.
Seeing you all here together just makes me so proud. I wished I would have taken more time to be with each and every one of you. I have so many stories when I reflect over the last 2 years. It's really been fun. And I'm very excited about the things that you're going to be doing in the future. So this is a fun part of the presentation. We always try to name a outstanding student each year. We typically select one graduating student that we believe exemplifies the qualifications of an outstanding student, such as superior GPA, service in the field, scholarly achievements, and the drive to think critically about global issues. It's always a very hard decision because each of you excel in so many different ways. This year, it was exceptionally difficult, and we had an extra big class. So I tried to argue with Dr. Breenan and Dr. Schoeneman, and of course, I didn't win. So we decided to name 2 outstanding students this year. The first is a non-traditional student who came to the U.S. as an asylee from Myanmar. You know, I'm talking about Ioana Lang. We were so fortunate that Ioana found his way to the Wes Watkins Center, and I just can see him sitting in Kara's office, and I'm like, who is this guy? And she's like, I don't know if he'll get to stay, but he's here, and he's sharp, and we want him in the program. And we were so happy that he was here because he has made a dynamic impact, not only inside the classroom, but outside the classroom, working in the Center for International Trade Development, and has done unbelievable work, including completing a thesis, which we have a professional program. Most of our students do internships, but Ioana had what it takes to write a thesis, which is not easy, and Dr. Schoeneman had what it takes to stick with it and get him through it. So I'm so proud to award our first Outstanding Student of 2024 to Ioana Lang. So proud. So, one wasn't enough. We decided that there was a second student that was equally as brilliant, equally as dynamic, but had a completely different profile from Ioana. She is the marketing force in Study Abroad and the Center for Global Learning, where she runs their social media accounts and just about the whole place most of the time. She also worked this summer at the Oklahoma Restaurant Associations on their communication team as her internship. She has a bright smile and this beautiful, cheerful British accent that lights up every room that she's in. Our co-outstanding student for 2024 is Jemima Oshunyi.
Now I'm going to invite the Dean, Dr. Randy Kluver, back to give our closing remarks.
Thank you, Bailey. Thank you to everyone who's been here today. I'm very grateful for the presence of everyone, including the parents, the family members, the staff of OSU Global, the faculty from across the campus, who all come together to make this event happen. This event seems very, maybe mechanical. We do a lot of the same things every year, but believe it or not, it's actually always a very emotional time for me. As you can see, we have students from 8 different countries graduating today. I'm very proud of that. We pull people from all over the world to Stillwater, Oklahoma. And we don't think that we would like to think, the faculty and I would love to think, that we give you the skills to succeed in the world. You actually came with the skills to succeed, but we hope we gave you knowledge, insight, wisdom, understanding, and a few tools to make sure that you succeed. You've come from all over the world, from London, from Illinois, 2 from Stillwater. We had several students who came after their countries were ripped out from underneath them, and they've made it. So we're very proud of you. You have received a book from the man who this building is named after, from Wes Watkins, and I always like to acknowledge the profound impact Wes Watkins has had on this school and this university. When I first met Wes, when I came to OSU 7 years ago, I very quickly learned Wes loves 2 things: Jesus and poor people. And his whole life is dedicated to making a difference. And so, because of his health issues, you all haven't had as much opportunity to interact with him. He wishes he could be here today, but he did want to personally sign a copy of the book for all of you. So forgive me for my emotions, it's hard. Congratulations, go Pokes.
This concludes our School of Global Studies hooding ceremony. We hope that you all can stay, visit, enjoy the cake and drinks for a little while before you guys head over to the big ceremony in Gallagher-Iba Arena. So thank you guys. Congratulations.